The sirens have stopped, and that's how you know it's real. Sirens mean someone is still coordinating. Sirens mean the system is trying. Silence means the system is gone, then you hear it. Diesel engines low and constant and the heavy clack of tracks on asphalt. Your city is no longer yours, it's occupied territory. You look down the street and see civilian cars crushed like soda cans, bumped aside, rolled over, erased. Somewhere in your home, your brain lights a fuse. Fight or flee. You feel it in your chest, hot and electric, the urge to do something, anything to regain control. This is where most people die, not because they're weak, because they're predictable. A man in your building grabs a rifle. You hear the metal scrape. You hear the click. He thinks he's about to become history. In reality, he's about to become a heat signature. Another family panics and runs to their car. Hazards on, trunk open, kids crying. They think the road is freedom. The road is a kill box, both instincts, fighting and fleeing, are death sentences in the first 72 hours. Most people carry a Red Dawn fantasy in their skull. The science says otherwise. Today we delete the hero syndrome. And we install the occupation protocol, the logic required to survive the transition from citizen to subject. Your body is built for ambush. Adrenaline floods your system and your frontal cortex. The part that plans, the part that calculates, goes dim. That's reactive aggression. It feels like courage. It's just chemistry. It makes you do something, because doing nothing feels like dying. But under occupation, movement is data, emotion is data. Resistance is a pattern they were trained to process. You live by the law of asymmetry. An occupying force is a machine designed to process resistance. In the first phase, they have air superiority, signal dominance, and information superiority. You do not outshoot that. You do not outrun that. You do not brave your way through that. You are not a combatant, not to them. You are biomass in a combat zone, and your only goal is to become statistically insignificant. You survive by becoming boring. First, you become a digital ghost. Modern invasions aren't just physical, they're digital. The first thing an occupying force secures is communications infrastructure. Because whoever owns the signal owns the population. Your phone is not a phone anymore. It's a tracking collar you paid for. Your search history, your group chats, your location pings. Get scraped to build a list of high-risk individuals. You think I'll smash my phone. Don't. A missing device is suspicious. A destroyed device is suspicious. Suspicion is gravity under occupation. It pulls attention onto you. Your goal is a sanitized profile. Delete encrypted messaging apps. Signal, Telegram, anything associated with coordination. Not because encryption is immoral, because encryption is a flag. It says this person has something to hide. Then fill the void with gray noise. Games, weather, boring utilities. You want your phone to look like a civilian's phone. Because you are trying to be treated like a civilian, and remember this. What gets compliant civilians executed anyway is not having opinions. It's being connected. Networks are the target, nodes get removed, so you cut your own links before they cut you. Second, static defense, anti-evacuation. Your instincts scream, leave now, get out. But roads are the first thing an army controls because roads are logistics. If you get in a car on day 0, you are entering the fatal funnel. Checkpoints, roadblocks, cleared routes for their vehicles. Your little sedan becomes an obstruction, and obstructions get moved. Hard. Gridlock turns you into meat in a metal box. No mobility, no cover, no escape if shooting starts, if fire starts. If they decide they don't like your face, shelter in place. At least in the first phase. Not because home is sacred, because home is cover, concealment, and known terrain. Blackout curtains. Mandatory, you remove backlighting, you kill silhouettes. You stop advertising where your bodies are. Then the one-room rule. Pick a central room away from windows, put walls between you and the street. Stray ballistics don't care that you're innocent, and do not stand at the window. Snipers don't target faces. They target movement, a shifting shadow, a head tilt, a curtain twitch. Your curiosity is a beacon. You want information, fine, but you gather it like an animal that knows it can be hunted. Short looks from deep inside, no patterns. Pattern is what they see first. Third, mimicry, social camouflage. Eventually, you will encounter a soldier. It might be at your door, it might be on the stairwell, it might be at a checkpoint when you have to get water. They are terrified, exhausted, underfed. Their nerves are raw wire. Trigger-happy isn't a personality trait, it's a survival setting if you display fear. Running, darting eyes, sudden moves. You trigger their predator reflex if you display aggression, posturing, arguing, puffing up. You trigger their threat reflex so you give them nothing, hands visible at all times, not halfway visible. Not trust me, visible, move at 50% speed. Fast movement equals threat, fast equals reaching, fast equals ambush. Slow is boring, boring survives, de-escalate, do not speak unless spoken to. Answer in short sentences, neutral tone, no sarcasm, no bravery. You are an NPC in their war. Be forgettable. And this is the part you hate because it tastes like humiliation. Calculated submission is not surrender of your identity. It's purchase of time. Time is what you need. Time for the lines to stabilize. Time for rules to form. Time to see what kind of occupation this is. Now the grim reality. Survival isn't just tactics, it's the psychological bill you pay later. Day 5. You're alive because you stayed off the roads, because you cleaned your digital footprint, because you were boring. And you look through a thin crack in the blinds. Across the street, a neighbor, someone who borrowed your lawnmower, is dragged out of their house. They tried to fight, maybe with a rifle, maybe with a kitchen knife, maybe with words. You can see it in their body, the shock, the disbelief. Then the panic as the world stops negotiating. Every cell in you wants to intervene. You want to shout. You want to do something because doing nothing feels like betrayal. Here is the cold truth. Logic dictates you do nothing. If you intervene, you die, and then your family dies, and the neighbor still gets taken. You have to watch injustice happen and remain silent. Being a hero is a luxury for the dead. Survivors carry the weight of what they didn't do. That weight is the price of staying alive long enough to matter later. Remember the sequence. Delete the hero fantasy. A tank battalion is not a problem you solve with courage. Scrub your digital footprint. Do not look like a node in a network. Look like static. Stay off the roads. The fatal funnel is where civilians go to be processed. Become an NPC, hands visible, movement slow, words minimal, and remember the law of asymmetry. You cannot fight the weather, and you cannot fight an occupation force in the first phase with ego and improvisation. An occupation is not a battle. It is an environment. Your weapon is patience. Let the heroes burn bright and fade out. You become the embers that survive the winter. The world is fragile. It can flip from normal to occupied in a single day. And your instincts will beg you to make it cinematic. Don't. Stay small. Stay boring. Stay alive. If you want to keep training for the day the map changes and the rules disappear, stay with mortal logic. The simulation continues.